Peace and love, creatives. Today I am doing a couple of things. I finally have my dried up titanium white paints. I know my palette is dirty, sorry. I finally have all my dried up different brands for titanium white that I've been basically waiting for them to dry to try them out and see which one I like the best and then go from there. But I want to do that today, but I also want to start a painting on a canvas. Now this is like a low pressure, kind of no pressure kind of painting that I'm getting ready to do, only because number one, it's a cheap canvas that I got from Five Below. This was recommended to me by Art with Miss D. I'll link her channel down below. But she told me about Five Below having canvases and how they were $5 for 2 pieces. And I found these round ones. And I was like, it'll be fun to make like a cute little piece for my daughter with these. So I'm going to do that today. And I also went to a thrift store and I found this beautiful ink pen. And I found this one too, which is it's a refillable one. It's like a fountain pen, which is just so beautiful and it's nice and heavy. So I wanted to check that out today too. That's why I got this ink here right now. I don't know if you can see it, but it's Winsor & Newton. And sorry, just locking the screen. So those are the 2 things that I want to do today, and hopefully the 3 things, and hopefully we get around to everything. First, I really do want to play with this ink, but I just want to check the canvas out. I don't know where I'm going, so I guess I'll surprise you and I'll surprise myself on where we end up. I think I want to open this up first though. Let's do it. Now it says premium quality, medium texture, ideal for acrylic and oil painting, stretched. I don't think it's primed. Actually, it feels like it's primed. It does feel like it's primed. So it's primed already. There's one. Here's the back, how the back looks. There's the other one. They feel tight and nice. So I'm interested to see what we get out of it. And it'll be fun. It will be fun. So there's that. I'm gonna write my name there. And hopefully it's not a disaster. This color is Violet from Winsor & Newton. And let's see how it goes. I might have to clean it before I use it, actually. It's not. Okay, let's see. Oh, guess I shouldn't have done it here, right? Okay, let's do it in script. I'm trying to hold it at a 45-degree angle. Okay, that's kind of awful, not gonna lie. I think I just need to honestly clean it before I actually use it, the whole actual. But I think we can remove this. should be removable. Nope. It is in there. Okay. All right, but it's pretty. And then we have this guy, which the way you would feed the ink into this is by twisting it. I'm not going to put too much. Oh gosh. Hold on, okay, let's try that again. Let's not soften up the ink. There we go. Okay. Okay. I'm going to insert, actually, let me clean the barrel out so it's not like sticky. Nice and clean. Now I'll put it in. Nice and secure. And silly. Okay, here we go. And now let's see how this one writes. Hey. Oh, that's nice. Oh, this is really nice. Oh, I like this. Got a little bit of ink on my hand. That's okay. Now, what I'm going to do, honestly, because I don't like leaving the ink in the barrels. Every time I've left the ink in, it's dried out and gotten crusty. So, being that I'm not going to continue making any kind of like writings with this right now, I'm going to take as much ink as I can out. Then I'm going to bring it over to some water. And if I can show you, I'm going to move my book over, but I'm not going to close it because there's definitely a lot of wet ink on it. I'm going to close my ink bottle because I have had spills and I don't want to have a spill. I'll move this over. And I don't know if you're going to see it, but I don't think so. But I'm just going to take up water. And then push it out. And then just keep doing that until I feel like I've cleaned it out enough. You know what I mean? So water's in, and then flush it out. Once I see that the water's running pretty clear, I'm gonna say that it's cleaned. You know what I mean? And it's important to do this for your for the longevity of your, of your stuff. And I'll just give this a little rinse in there too. And the actual tip that you connect which actually this is amazing. It's really good. And there you go. I like it. I like this one. This one might be just a learning curve kind of thing, so we'll see how that actually works once I'm done. You know what I should do? I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna do it. I should actually flush out. I'll show you. I'm gonna take, if I can even reach in there, I can't. Just out here, it's fine. Okay, so I have clean water in here. I'm gonna put this back into my pen, and I'm going to push the ink out. I don't know if you can see that, but I wonder if I can do this with it. Yeah, I can. Okay, so I'm gonna just flush it out a little, and that way that way the barrel and the ink are both, the ink cartridge are both cleaned out for use when I want to use it. But I do recommend, like, if you're not sure if the ink should stay in your fountain pen, if you're not going to use it all the time, just empty it out, give it a flush. You'll thank yourself later. Trust me. All right, so now that we've played with that, let's get into what I want to do here. And I am going to tone my canvas. I think I'm going to use Aqua Red. Let me see. Wait. So I'm just going to do a quick voiceover just to let you know the different types of buff titaniums that I ended up picking up. The first one is Core. The second one is Dale and Rowney. And the third one is Michael Harding. And the last one is Daniel Smith. Each of them have like really good things about them. And like the best part is that they are really all different. The Core and the Daniel Smith are the most similar. And I think I'm leaning towards the Daniel Smith or the Core. I feel like the Michael Harding is just a little too gray for me. So these are the colors. I'm gonna let those dry and then we'll come back to that and see. There's something that I'm looking specifically for with the buff titanium, and once they dry, I know it's not watercolor paper that I'm using, but we'll see how that looks afterwards. Okay. So now we're gonna get into the painting process of this video. I decided to make the Kurami character from Sanrio, and the reason why I decided to make it is she is both mine and my daughter's favorite character from Sanrio, and I mean, come on, she's just freaking adorable. So I looked up a couple of different images on the internet and I just went from there. I erased on this a couple of times and I was worried a little bit, but then, you know, I'm putting paint on it, so it's gonna be fine. It kind of like whited out some of the pink paint that I put down. Yeah, that's okay. It's crazy how you really do have like this mindset when you pay a certain amount of money for specific supplies and you're like, you just really think that it has to be like perfect and great, and you put so much pressure on yourself that sometimes you don't even try because of the fear of messing up. I'm glad that Miss D told me about the canvases in Five Below because it gave me the opportunity to just like throw it up in the air and just see where it lands on a canvas. I want to talk a little bit about this black Turner paint. It's called Jet Black, and oh my god, the black that it is so like satisfying that I'm like, I want to do another piece with this black paint, and hopefully on a canvas that is not like cheap, and because I have a lot and I need to use it. So that's a side tangent. I enjoyed really using this canvas. The paint went on really well. I don't know if it's because I toned the canvas first, or if it's just the Turner acrylic gouache that I decided to use. I'm really having fun, by the way, with the acrylic gouache. I'm so glad that I've pulled them out and started using them again, because they are definitely a blast. The color in the video is gonna kind of like shift, like the lighting, I should say. And this painting took a pretty long time. So, it goes from daytime to nighttime. So if you see the shift, that's what it is. I'm also not in my art room. I'm in my dining room, which I tend to do most of my art nowadays. It's just a little bit more wonky, but I hope that that's okay with you guys. My decision for the background being that red color, pinkish reddish color. It's like a pink, but it's a red. It's an opera red, I think. My reason for doing that color is because Grammy has those colors in her person, and I felt like it would be a perfect background for the initial go. It was soft enough that if you put a color on top of it, it would go away, but it was a nice enough color that if it kind of like peeked through any part of the canvas, I wouldn't be mad at it, you know what I mean? Because it went with her, her design. As far as the Five Below canvas is concerned and the circular shape of it, I was worried but excited at the same time to like figure out what I was gonna put on it. I feel like it's a fun shape, and for the most part you see rectangular canvases and square canvases. You don't really see the circle ones very much, so it's the reason why I ended up purchasing it from Five Below in the first place. I'm just gonna let the music play for a little while, and I'll come back in a bit. So this lavender paint that I decided to put for the background of the piece was a good idea, but I feel like I might have watered it down too much, that I ended up having to do 3 coats of the lavender paint, which I'm not mad at. It just was nerve-wracking when I was doing it, because you're like, oh my gosh, am I gonna paint over it? Am I gonna have to do this piece over, or touch up the black again? If you hear the background noise, it's Rosie. She's playing with her newfound toy, which is a waffle ball, and it's nice and plasticky and it makes a lot of noise. So just put a little doggy emoji in the comments if you're okay with her making that little bit of noise while I do my background recording. And if you're not okay with it, I'm sorry. As for the black, I definitely was taking the approach, I don't know if you saw my last video with using Turner acrylic gouache. If you haven't, I'll link it down in the bottom somewhere. But I have been trying to just, take my time as far as making art is concerned, and going in lightly and just building up layers and just trying to gain a little bit more patience as far as painting is concerned, because I really do enjoy the smooth portion of painting where you don't really see the brush strokes. I'm a fan of that. If I want to put brush strokes, I'm okay with that. But I don't want to see globs of paint. I want to see like a nice smooth surface and have the canvas stand out a little bit more and not my brush strokes. For certain paintings, that's okay, but for this one, I really wanted a nice smooth surface. And with the white on her face, I definitely struggled. I feel like I was too rushing. I was rushing too much for that part. And you can tell in the piece that I was rushing. This is where you kind of like, well, I should have taken a break and just walked away and came back to it. But as you can see with my palette, I kind of like makeshifted a palette, didn't use my Stay Wet palette. And I just was like, oh, if I don't finish now, or at least don't use up this paint, it's just going to go to waste because it's going to dry out and I can't use it again. So that was my reasoning behind not stopping. But I definitely should have taken a break. And I definitely should have gotten my Stay Wet palette and used it. And, such is being lazy. Sorry. So this is how the colors dried on the paper. I'm not gonna lie, I like all of the colors and the difference between all of them. I think they're really nice and different enough to keep. But the Michael Harding has to be the one that's least the color that I was looking for in a buff titanium. I freehanded Kuromi's name onto the top of the canvas. I think it came out cute. I wanted it to look like, somebody painted it on. I think she came out cute. I ended up surprising my daughter with this piece when she came back from tennis, and she loves it. She enjoyed it. It's in her room. She hasn't hung it up yet, but she is my child, and procrastination is a real thing, and that's what we do. So it'll eventually get up there, probably by me, because let's just face it. That's just what it is. I ended up realizing that one eye was just a little too small, so I try to go back and forth and fix it, and it gets fixed. It eventually does get touched up enough that the eyes look like they're close enough in size that it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, I had so much fun making this piece. It's nice making something that someone is going to really appreciate and enjoy, and it warms my heart that it's going to be in her room and she'll have it there for as long as she wants it, And I'm very happy with the finished product. I did not put any finishing on it, varnish. I didn't varnish it or anything. I have no protective anything on it. It's matte acrylic wash, and I was thinking of putting a matte varnish on it, but I'm not sure. Before I wrap things up, I just wanted to give special thanks to my patrons. Your names are on the screen. I'm going to put the print and the sticker, and those are the rewards for this month. If you're interested, today is the last day, and I'm sorry for such a late video, but if you've been following the channel, you know that I've been away and I really haven't had the opportunity to edit or put out a video until now. I thank you for your patience and again for your support, however you give it, watching this video, putting a like, just leaving a comment. All of your support is greatly appreciated. And if you do want to support me a little bit more, the link in the description just takes you to my Patreon page where you can either follow me for free or join a tier that is suitable for your budget. So this is how the painting came out. I like the way it came out. I ended up painting the rim of the canvas black. I felt like that popped nicer. It really was a low pressure, no pressure kind of thing. And thank you for watching. Peace and love.